Should he coach again, Malcolm?
Why not? Why not if you can? If you want to.
So final quarter here underway at the MCG. Melbourne by 4 goals. Maloney. First clearance, although it wasn't effective as Butler was able to control it. Handball to Glass, Lynch, Embley. So taking them on, he plays on and kicks high to half forward at the back. Good mark. Kennedy over the top of Wheatley. Now we've seen him kick a long way earlier on in the third quarter. That is a poor kick though. Jones read it brilliantly, marking in the back pocket.
I think Embley's gone on the ball, so John Worside's made that change. I think it happened in the third quarter, so he's actually just flipped that middle group around.
Grimes. West Coast need an early goal just to put some pressure back onto the Demons. And not for the first time, just struggled to work it out of their defensive area as Frawley kicks it to Warnock. Back to Grimes, still well inside defensive 50 is Grimes.
13th mark for Grimes, Michael.
Gee. Now Green. Brad Green coming in for his 17th disposal as he kicks to the wing. Bate, good fist away from Spanger. And we'll get a boundary throw in. So West Coast did well to contain Melbourne there. Force a boundary throw in between wing and half forward for the Eagles.
I think Malcolm's call earlier of Shannon Hearn, I think he's the man I'd get on ball. He seems around there now. Prittis, all the guys who can penetrate, got to get them around the footy.
Jones fit out the handball to Grimes. Gives it in the middle to Sylvia. Now Aaron Davey slices the pass beautifully to Jara.
That's the best piece of play I've seen for Melbourne all year, because they won a contest and then developed with great skills and width to a leading forward.
And running capacity, the want to run.
I think that, seriously, that is the best. I know they've kicked a lot of bouncy goals today and good goals, but that was a bit of class involved in all that.
Liam Jarrett growing with confidence. Playing his third match now. Looks like he belongs. This for his third goal.
That's that little veer out that I talked about. See how you veered out a bit too much? What you need to know is how far you veer out. And that's one of the most important things in kicking for goal. Work with what you've got.
How is Buddy Franklin's too far? Or it's whatever suits you?
It's what you suits you.
Hearn plays on, kicks it to the centre of the ground, ball to the back. Chance for Lacroix, who had more time than he thought, but he's able to get the handball off to Embley. He kicks inside attacking 50. Warnock had very good position right throughout on McKinley and forces it over. So a boundary throw in 40 metres around from the West Coast goal.
Michael, I know we'd like to talk a bit about defence with you, but Warnock and Frawley, Rivers back being fit, looks okay, doesn't it?
Absolutely it does. And Stephen Martin, we know he can play there as well. Maloney's been good. Kicks to the wing. Bate low down, couldn't hold the mark. Brown almost worried him out of it. In fact, well done by West Coast. They got back to support Brown. Hearn, Prittis. Now Lynch from centre wing off a step. Kicks high to half forward. Jim Melbourne got the numbers there. And great courage again shown by Rivers. This time he goes back with the flight and takes the mark.
Gets the ball moving quickly to Grimes. Mark number 14 and possession number 22. He's a dream team specialist.
Oops.
Green drops the mark. Now Spanger for West Coast takes on Green. Not the best of kicks to McKinley, and Grimes again.
It's rubbish, that, isn't it? Absolute rubbish.
Yeah.
That much time and effort. Just hurts the team.
Morton. Back to Bruce. Long leads on from Petard. In between 3 Eagles and takes the mark. Plays on straight away to Davey. He chips over the top to Sylvia. He can go into... No, I think he can play on here and deliver it in the goal square to Robertson. But Sylvia now should go back and have a set shot.
Just sensational from Melbourne. They played on. Every opportunity they just gave the handball, not even knowing what was going on downfield. And it's amazing when you've got movement in one part of the ground, how it opens up down the other end for you. And this guy's work rate has just got so much bigger over the last year, and he's getting the rewards for it.
And as he was walking back there, I reckon he came inboard by about 4 metres to improve the angle.
Smart.
Yep.
Not if you miss it by 4.
Didn't help.
who's going to do something special for West Coast? You know, Daniel Kerr's the one who usually does it. He can give you something. He can dart through. Can you see anyone from West Coast being the X factor?
I mean, it's interesting. It's usually going to be a goal kicker or someone around the midfield to set it up, unless someone does, because they're already behind. They're going to have to kick goals, so you've got to look forward. I mean, Nat Newey, he's a kid. He's not going to do it every week. But right now, no. The answer to that's no.
Grimes, what a mark. On centre wing, he's been impressive. Kicks it inside. Well done, Lacroix. Effective the sport. Brown needs to be clean with his hands, and he is. Gets the handball off to Lacroix. West Coast need a goal. Kick is towards half forward, going back almost to mark the Steng line. Melbourne have got the numbers, and Grimes, who was involved in the wing with that great mark, back deep in defence, lending a hand. Off to Maloney, to Rivers. And Melbourne now can relieve the pressure. Good run by Jones. Needs a good bounce. Didn't get one. Well done, McKinley. Over towards Lacroix. Nat Newey involved. Hasn't had a kick yet. Will he kick it or handball? Oh, he handball. He coughs it up straight to Jones. Now to Bruce. Bate. Almost. Couldn't quite hold on. Well done, Spanger. Kept his feet. The only one in the contest to do so. And is rewarded with the footy. Not a great kick. Put Embley under the pump. Nat Newey, another opportunity here. This time the handball is effective. McKinley. Embley kept going. He's got absolutely nothing to go to, Embley. Got a toe poke on it, but Rivers in the way. Maloney. Jones. Oh, good tackle, Nat Newey on Frawley. Sylvia comes in. Strength, although good pressure coming there from Butler. Forces the error, boundary throw in the attacking side of the wing for West Coast.
I think they're officially tied, some of these blokes around this ball right now, Matthew, and just a few little mistakes creeping into it.
What about Josh Kennedy to the ruck and Quinton Lynch to full forward, just to give them something up there, because that's where they're falling down.
Wheatley dispossessed. McKinley handballs into the corridor, just more in hope than anything else, and we will have a bounce 25-30 metres out from the West Coast Eagles goal, who is still in with a chance. They trail by 26. A lot of time left in this final term. Grimes, by the way, 7 touches in the opening 5 minutes of this final term. Maloney. Now Pritters for West Coast. Handballs back to Brown. To Lynch. Kicks just in the nick of time. It's a long high ball. And it's a free kick for a hold. Much to the delight of Demons fans. It's going against Kennedy. And the recipient is Rivers. And the Demons are off and running here.
They certainly are. Wheatley from backward of the wing thumps it to centre half forward. Robertson in front, couldn't control it. Well done. Great strength by Shannon Hearn. Off to Glass. Now an opportunity on the rebound for the Eagles. Marston, Kennedy all by himself at half forward. Chips it towards the lead of Lacroix. He's very clever, Mark Lacroix. He's very clever. He's very, very clever. He's kicked 3.
Mark Lacroix kicks his 37th goal of the season, so he continues that 3-goal-a-game average pretty much. And it's back to 20 points. Do Melbourne know how to win?
That's a good question. And actually, what you need to do is get this next one out in the middle. This next goal is nearly a game on or game over.
Rosa handballs over to Brown, who kicks to half forward, Steng line. Dropped the mark.
Lost his feet.
Good tackle. And umpire will come in and bounce.
Just Quinton Lynch is up to 23 disposals, and I think he's probably the most important player on the ground for them at the moment, just to get the drive forward and his long penetrating kicks inside 50.
Jamar the tap to Jones. Handballs out to Wheatley, back to Jones. Over the top to Frawley. Has time to steady and measure the kick. He goes into the middle. Robertson outnumbered, and the mark's taken by Adam Silver.
Gee, it was a 30-metre kick to a contest. Not great decision there, as Embley now drives it back towards centre half forward. It'll land in space. Grimes, kept the arms clear. Too fierce was the handball to Bruce. So it ricochets back into a contested situation, and we'll get a ball up 40 metres from the Eagles' goal.
Just talking to a couple of Melbourne people during the week for obvious reasons. They're pretty impressed with Grimes. They reckon he's as hard as anyone. You know, goes hard, works hard, trains hard.
15 marks and 26 disposals, Malcolm.
Yeah.
Jamar wins this one out. Ebert at the base of the pack. Silver applying the pressure, and again another bounce. So critical point of the game. We've played 10 minutes. Margin back to 20. And West Coast haven't been that close since deep into the second quarter. Jamar. Chance for Predis, who's worked hard. He's worked tirelessly. Well done, Rivers. Little topo. In fact, there was more than a topo. He gains about 50 metres. Brown. Adam Selwood. Fletcher needs to be clean and precise. He is. Back to Adam Selwood. Fletcher. Not a great handball. So a boundary throw in. That was poor stuff from an experienced player. So Jamar and Lynch. Sylvia. Brown knocks it straight to McLean. Pretty good aggressive tackle, and we'll get a ball up at half forward for Melbourne. And the crowd, Malcolm, 23,149 today.
Yeah, the Eagles don't draw a lot of people in Melbourne, do they? Of course.
It's acceptable crowd, I would have thought, for a Melbourne West Coast game.
Yeah, maybe a few more. I mean, positions on the ladder does it a bit, doesn't it? You know, the higher up you are, the more crowd you get. Makes it pretty obvious, I suppose.
Spanger broke the tackle.
Why handball?
To Ebert, back to Spanger.
I'd love to see him run with it.
Fist coming from Warnock. Now Green puts Melbourne back inside 50. The pack fly. Robertson attacks it. He caught one of the scone too for his troubles, and Wirpunda mops up. The opportunity here for the Eagles. They might get it back. That's brilliantly done by Rosa. And now the Eagles are away. Hurd. This is a big moment in this game.
Under the goal square.
Hurd has a couple of bounces, runs his full measure, goes short to Kennedy.
It's a great kick. I must say, when I was coaching, I had a rule: if you bounce it, you've got to find a teammate, because everyone gets out of position. So a short pass is on. But I just saw a big run back to the goal square then, and you think he's going to unload this.
No, it's good, because often with Shannon Hurn, the opposition teams think he's just going to go along. Rosa, it's not often you see that. Close blocks will go for the mark, and what a big kick in the context of this game.
It is. It's the biggest kick in the match so far. Kennedy has got 3 goals. This to make it a 14-point game.
It's a beautiful balance.
It's there.
Nat Nui in the ruck, and wouldn't Carlton supporters hate seeing that? 4 goals from Josh Kennedy. Had to give something great up to get Chris Judd.
Second bag of 4 goals in his career. Nat Nui in the ruck.
Martin in the ruck too for Melbourne, Michael.
So Nat Nui will feel more confident. He tries to thump it forward, couldn't quite flush it, and we'll get a secondary bounce. And Shannon Hurn in that last passage of play, running hard for 50 metres, and then had the composure and poise to just steady and find a target in Kennedy. It was wonderful play from Shannon Hurn.
Probably for the last time. That's why I'd love to see him on the ball.
Yeah.
See what he's got next.
Nat Nui follows up, but Davey in the way. Morton, Bruce, back to Davey. And from half-back kicks it to his captain, McDonald, who's quick to his feet, wants to play on and does now, confronted and corralled by Predis. Not quite sure about that. Martin, he gets it back though to McDonald, and then just kicks it very high. Wirpunda in a great spot. Oh, gee, couldn't take the mark. Brown, bait the tackle. Jetta didn't really want it. Nat Nui did well to Hurn. Rosa, and his kick was poor. Wasn't really under pressure. Melbourne with the free kick at left half forward.
It's interesting now, Malcolm, Melbourne, you hope they don't go back in their shells as quarters has gone on a bit. Do they know how to win? They've got to attack the scoreboard like they have all day.
Oh, I couldn't agree more.
McDonald kicks underneath it as Nat Nui, and he takes the strong mark. Wasn't the best of kicks from the Melbourne captain. He gives it off to Wirpunda. It goes to Lecras. Couldn't take the mark, but kept his feet and now followed it up. Little soccer off the ground. Attacking it brilliantly was Grimes. I did that well. And shows great pace. He kicks into the pocket to Robertson!
Good on him. It's a great mark. How good was Grimes?
Fantastic.
From rating, as I said, Dave,
Jeff Grimes.
I think he's going to be one beauty.
He's actually set the tone this whole last quarter. He's up to it.
Have a look at that.
Here he is. What composure.
That's called head over the footy, isn't it?
And that's a perfect weighted kick for Robbo.
Now they're under siege at the moment, the Demons. This will go a long way to helping Melbourne win the game. Can't nail the goal. Russell Robertson, 3 goals, 2 this afternoon. Melbourne leads by 15 as we have another look at the mark.
Oh, that was a beauty, wasn't it? Short kick comes in from Hearn to Adam Selwood, back to Hearn, and he finds Rosa. This is a promising build-up by West Coast. Handball off to Butler, who kicks it high in hope to half forward. And Rivers takes a comfortable mark. Not quite sure about the Butler option there. Didn't give his forwards much of an opportunity. Helicopter was a poor one from Rivers. Straight to Spanger. Marston, and he kicks it straight back in the Rivers direction and fists it away. Bruce, Martin, Warnock, Frawley. They combine pretty well, Melbourne.
A few of the D's have stopped running. Malcolm and Matthew.
I agree, Quarters. I think, you know, they've probably seized up a bit. They've never been in a big leading position.
Well done by Kennedy. Sorry, Matthew. He chopped the kick off. It was intended for Wheatley coming from Rivers. And well done by Kennedy, forcing a boundary throw in between wing and half forward.
What Nat Nui going into the ruck has also done is, I reckon West Coast got their most potent forward line of the day in Lacroix, Lynch, Kennedy.
Maloney tries to crash through, can't. The umpire gives him the benefit of the doubt and we'll get a bounce.
One of the things too, if you're going to tackle a lot, it takes energy. If you tackle too much, Matthew, it takes a lot more energy.
No.
Do you not reckon?
No. Disagree.
Okay.
I reckon Collingwood, Geelong, they all do both.
Do they?
Spanger,
What if
third
you
man up.
have 100 tackles in a game? Don't you get tired?
Rosa, Brown, White. Oh, gee, that was a poor option from Brown. 2 Melbourne players there waiting for it. One of them, Wheatley, chips it forward. It wasn't a great kick. He had Morton free. Brown followed up his mistake with a good spoil. And now Lacroix's got it. Kick towards Lynch. Warnock in close attendance. Lynch fighting for it with Warnock. Stengline, Lacroix couldn't quite get full purchase on the ball. Frawley now off to Bennell. And the mark taken by Martin in the defensive goal square.
He hands it back to Bennell, who kicks to Rivers. Little short to Sylvia. Oh, wasn't the best option again. Oh, here's an opportunity for West Coasters. Hearn just thumps it to the tip of the goal square. And Martin concedes the rush behind. There's no doubt about it. Melbourne are panicking a bit, Malcolm.
They are, Stephen and Matthew particularly. The first half they had 65, which is their world record pace. Tackles, that is. Melbourne have only had 19 in the second half. So perhaps it does mean a little bit. They've dropped off a little bit in the intensity. However, they also might be tired from doing it for the first time.
Yeah, maybe a young side does that, but if you're an experienced side, that has been the difference in the game, and West Coast have lifted their intensity.
Wheatley kicks to the contest. Davey attacks it. And he's got a free kick, a lucky one too, for a push in the back. And he continues to play on quickly. He chips to Green. That's better from Melbourne. They get it moving quickly. He goes into the pocket, looking for Maloney. Couldn't find him. Eagles keep the footy alive. Stengline a bit slow. Just got it off in the nick of time to Hearn, to Prittis. Hearn is all wrapped up. Demons get it back. Jetta handballs to Bruce. Over the top to Robertson. Robertson kicks the goal. That's the one the Demons needed.
Still enough time on the clock if they can get the next goal.
Melbourne fans full of anticipation. Dean Bailey working the moves in the box. Martin winning in the ruck to McLean, who was very good early. Kicks it wide, and Bader's mark 45 metres from goal.
Don't you just love that efficiency of clearance? Don't worry about a handball. Kick it to a teammate. Matthew, they're on a plate, aren't they? They're silver service.
And this bloke's in the perfect position for a left footer, and the way he swings them from left to right. And, you know, we saw him nail one from here in the second quarter.
How come all you left footers stick together?
See, if I've got the last one wrong, what can I do here?
Matthew Bates kicked a couple of goals. He pulls this one to
started at the wrong
right.
post.
Welcome to the chair.
Margin 21 points. It would have been Melbourne's 8th goal from the stoppage. In contrast, West Coast have kicked just 4.
Now, what's the difference what ball you kick in? Fair dinkum.
Yeah, I like the red ones.
As Eagles work it to the wing. Natanui just went up one-handed. They won't do it for you on most occasions, unless you're Malcolm Blight. Now Maloney. Beautiful handball into the corridor to Sylvia, who pumps it long, but not long enough, as Glass will take the mark on the last line of defence and gives it off to Shannon Hearn.
Hearn in the back pocket, not too much to go to. Kicks across the ground, that'll be play on. Weirpunda needs to keep the arms clear and does. Back to Hearn, and a good kick this time. And the mark taken by Embley at half-back. Cocky. Adam Selwood. Now, good run provided through the corridor by the captain, Glass. This is the difficult bit. Got to try and find a target here. Kennedy got a hand to it. Couldn't take it. If he can get it over the top. Oh, gee. McKinley was on, but they couldn't quite achieve it. And Wheatley comes away and kicks to Grimes, who takes mark number 17.
It was the J-Mar tackle that did it for Melbourne there.
He's been good today, hasn't he?
He has. And the Demons are away here. Frawley has got a couple of options at half forward. One of them is Sylvia. Good effort there by Butler to spoil and win the football back for his team, and tries to get it to Priddis, who keeps it alive.
Oh, look at this.
To half forward to Lacroix. He's got Fletcher on short. He ignores him and goes long to McKinley. Good effort by Warnock, who's had a very good afternoon for the Demons. Desperate stuff. Ball still alive, though. McKinley might even end up with a goal. A left foot snap is offline.
Gee, had some options inside too, McKinley.
3 behinds this afternoon to Ben McKinley.
Kick comes in. Mark taken by Maloney. Searching kick wide. Petard has got to beat a couple of Eagles here. Weirpunda and Rosa. They don't really work it out too well, though Rosa emerges. Lynch. Scrappy handball. Hearn under the pump here. Pettard's pressure is good, although Hearn, great balance there. Almost stumbled. Butler, Adam Selwood, Marston. Coughs it straight up to bait. Not quite sure what he was thinking there. Well done, Glass. They've still got numbers behind the ball, West Coast. Handballs to Lynch. And now Weirpunda. Short kick. Rosa, who hit the ground running. We've got a couple of players forward of the play. Embley, Natanui. Here we go, Big Nick. He takes them on and then can't bounce the ball. Melbourne fans are enjoying this. Natanui gathers again. Somehow is able to get a handball clear in the direction of Stengline, who earns a free kick.
Nick Natanui still kickless this afternoon. He's had 8 handballs. But let's cut him some slack. It's just his 3rd game of footy.
Sure. He's still learning the game, and geez, he can take the game on, but just the art of bouncing, he just messed up on that one.
Well, virtually the 3 goals he got last week were dribbles, weren't they? On the end. Has he kicked the ball in the air?
We'll find out one day. Bait. The long lead's provided by Petard, and that's a terrific mark under a lot of pressure from Weirpunda. It's been a good battle.
He's been great today, Petard. I reckon he's just provided another option for him up forward.
Sure has. Kicked a couple of goals.
Got reported too, remember?
Play on. Play on. Play on.
Kicks in the Robertson direction, but that's a tired kick from Ricky Petard. But you'd think Melbourne have done enough now. They lead by 20.
No.
And it's going to be a famous victory for Melbourne in honour of their ill president, Jim Stynes, who I'm sure is watching from his hospital bed this afternoon. Embley inside 50. It's all Melbourne. And the mark taken by Rivers.
He's been terrific at doing that today, hasn't he? Going back with courage a number of times.
Oh, he's done that his whole career. And Grimes again working it out of the back line.
Jones now gets it from Grimes. Nice kick, Bate. Wide to McLean, who's got a fair bit of space on Priddis and is able to gather with ease. Back to Jones. Wheels onto the right boot and just thumps it long towards the goal square. Robertson. Oh, Glass this time over the top, takes a specky.
Giving Robert a bit of his own back.
He did indeed. As we watch it again, that's a spectacular grab from Darren Glass. West Coast, though, finding it hard to clear the area. McLean applying some good pressure. I reckon he's gone here. Yeah, not a genuine attempt, said the umpire. So West Coast free kick at half back.
I reckon both teams want the siren to go.
They've got their wish. A famous victory for the Melbourne Football Club.
It's a grand old flag, it's a high-flying flag, it's the emblem for me and for you. It's the emblem of the team we love, the team of the red and the blue. Every heart beats true for the red and the blue, and we sing this song to you. Show the acquaintance the eagle, keep your eye on the red and the blue.
20 points to final margin. 112 to 92, with Russell Robertson booting 4 for Melbourne and Josh Kennedy 4 for the West Coast Eagles. What has been an emotional week and will be an emotional victory for the Melbourne Football Club in honour of their president Jim Stynes, who is laid up in hospital facing the biggest fight of his life. So we go down to Andrew Marr.
Thanks very much, Quarters. I imagine that feels pretty nice.
Oh, well, you've forgotten the feeling a little bit for me. I wasn't there for the first win of this season, sitting in the grandstands, but it's been a hard road for these guys. They've got to learn how to win, and today I think they learned a lot, and it took something pretty special to get us up, and obviously a shout out to Jimmy, who I think's in hospital at the moment. We love you, big fella, and I guess that one's for you.
The whole build-up, the whole Jimmy Stynes factor, we know what he means to the footy club. What did it mean to you, blokes? We saw the emotional circle you formed around his jumper before the game today. What did it mean?
Jim Stynes is one of those rare people that genuinely doesn't care for himself. He cares for everybody else. And we all know the great work that he does for Reach, and for all those people out there that want to donate. Reach is probably not finding it as easy with the economic crisis. And they still want to help young people, and there's lots of young people to help out. So if you've got the desire and you've got the passion and you're a Melbourne supporter and you want to keep donating to Reach, we really appreciate it. And you know, Jimmy's just a great guy. Spoke to us during the week, we all know that. And I know he's sitting back at the moment. I guess, you know, big fella, that one's for you.
Fantastic stuff, and there were some great signs, not only today but going forward. There's some outstanding young kids who stood up and did some good stuff today.
Most definitely. Jack Grimes is a young guy that's obviously impressing all of us, but the whole team is basically, you know, I feel like they're all under 18. James Frawley, Matty Warnock's been playing really, really well. Obviously Jeddah and Liam Jarrah, these guys, they're the future of the Melbourne Football Club, and they've just got to learn how to play the game. They've got to learn how to win, and something like that today, I'll learn heaps from it, mate.
Well done, mate. Good on you.
Thanks very much.
Beautifully spoken too from Russell Robertson. As Melbourne go to all parts of the ground to dish out some footballs. Great day for the club, Matthew Lloyd.
Yeah, it is, and I went through a period last year where I lost 8 in a row, and it's like the weeks are like hell going through it, and so it's fantastic for these young players.
Back to Andrew.
Thanks, Quarters. The president's sitting up in hospital watching this right now. The Jim Stynes factor going into this one today. You played footy with him. It must have been pretty significant.
Yeah, it was. It's been a pretty tough week. You know, we put in some pretty ordinary performances the last few weeks, and then Jimmy came out and told us, you know, about his challenge he's got ahead of himself, and I think it sort of really hit home for the boys, and gave us real extra confidence and belief to have a real crack, and that's all he asked for us today.
Amazing image before the game with you blokes forming the circle around his jump. We know that was your idea. Where did that come from?
It came from Jimmy, and just speaking to him after the press conference. This week is all about wear your jumper for all the fans, and this jumper that Jimmy was the one that he wore when he ran across the mark, and and obviously that's what it's all about. It's all about your challenge and how you respond. And he got challenged that day after running across the mark, but he showed his true character and responded well, and we just tried to emphasise that to the boys. It's all about responding.
I know you're a matter-of-fact sort of a bloke, but he is watching it, sitting in hospital now. If you could send him a message, what might it be?
Jimmy, this one's for you, mate. Thanks a lot.
Good on you, James. Well done.
Well done. There's the CEO of the Demons, Cameron Schroll. Their second win for the year, Malcolm.
Look, it is. I mean, there's some sadness in all this, but I guess there's some hope, and I think we all hope that Jim Stynes can get over his problems, and at the Melbourne Football Club, a great tradition of the Melbourne Football Club continues at this great arena and that the young lads today do learn something and take forward from here.
Back down to Andy Marr.
Thanks, Quarters. Brad, the president's sitting up in a hospital bed right now watching this. All the other boys are sending him a message. What does it mean, and what would you say to him if he was here right now?
Oh, my message to Jim is he's the most courageous person we know at the footy club, and you know today was not only for Jim but the whole club. Everyone had to step up, and you know Jim's always at the forefront of doing that, and I just wish Jim all the best, and hopefully he can recover.
Mate, it's about him today, but it's about you blokes walking off. I'll let you get over there with the team. Well done. Thanks.
It's a beautiful scene there too, with Aaron Davey and James McDonald carrying Jim Stynes, number 37 jumper, off the ground. What an afternoon at the MCG. Melbourne has scored its second win for season 2009. They have defeated the West Coast Eagles in an emotional game, 112-92.